Now, the next speaker is Karima MANSOUR from Egypt. She's a dancer, choreographer, a dance educator, and she wrote the International Dance Day Message 2019. When meeting her in Seoul, where we also were looking at the performance at the demilitarized zone, the DMZ, and also had a conference up there, I learned that she not only cares for the dance arts, but invests her life for the education of young dancers and for improving the situation of the performing arts and artists in her country. And here she is, the dancer from Egypt. Please listen to Karima MANSOUR.
Hello, everybody. It's quite an honor to be here amongst all of you, and hello to all those that I know and I don't know. Greetings from Cairo, and thank you very much for the invitation. It's really an honor to be here. I have to say, I don't really have a speech prepared, but maybe it is a moment where I can share with you, everybody, some thoughts and ideas that I am sure have also passed through all of your minds. I think we are living an incredible moment in time. We are so, apart yet so united somehow, and I think this is quite an interesting concept to ponder on. And I think for me, it's sharing ideas and maybe even putting some questions on the table that could be discussed at some point. Of course, the notion of borders comes to mind, and this quite interesting, juxtapositioning where we are all. We might feel, stuck in our, environments and countries, but at the same time, the internet somehow has allowed for some of these borders to fall through and some of these walls to be broken, and has pushed us to try and reach out and communicate a little bit more or differently. And this is just a beginning of a thought and an idea, the idea of borders, the closing but yet opening of other borders. Of course, also there's a lot of opposition in my ideas. There's the incredible strength and resilience of art and artists, but at the same time, it is a moment where we have also witnessed the incredible fragility of the artists and art institutions, and how can we work on making these art institutions or even artists more sustainable and more resilient than they already are. It has been a time to revisit priorities and put things in order, revisiting our means of communication. Also, the notion of adding versus replacing, of course, like everywhere now, with theaters being closed and a lot of events being cancelled, and this need to communicate, which is essential for any artist, whatever the medium that is used. It is about reaching out and communicating and the spectator audience and the feedback that one gets. So until this situation changes or improves or goes back to where it was, because I don't think there can be a replacement for theater. Maybe it is also time to rethink what are other means and ways we can reach out and communicate and spread our art and express ourselves. And I think it's also a very good time to, for introspection, even for the individual artists, each one of us, to really go back to, the core and re-question what it is we do and why we do it, and to try and reconnect to that fire that burns within, that keeps us going, because without it, and we need it more than ever now. So it's really trying to reconnect to that fire, and to do that, I think silence is very important, and I think this is also a good opportunity to also go back into ourselves, and to have a little bit of introspection, and to calm down a little bit also, to try and reconnect to one's purpose, so that we can regain and recharge. Also, me being having a background in I come from the dance world. The effect is quite palpable on the body, and I think it's also an interesting observation to see how this has affected the body, and how we can learn from this, and how we can put it back into practice, into the body, and find different ways of expression. And a lot of events throughout history, not so positive events, have actually been the cause of incredible and various dance forms to come out. I mean, of course, we are not living such a drastic moment, but something like Buto that has come out, from the the history of the atomic bomb and all of that. It's not such a great thing to remember, but this form has come out from that. So it's also interesting to observe how this is affecting the body, and maybe there might be an emergence of a new language, not only through the body, but also in our means of communication, and how we portray and how we share our work. So I think at the end of the day, there is no doubt that there is still work to do, and there's more work that is being added to the already long list. And I think what is more important is at this stage is to keep the dialogue open, and to keep the questions ongoing, and to keep reaching out to each other, because we need to support each other, and we need to understand that art is a very powerful means of communication, and it is a universal language that is quite essential, and we have seen it manifesting throughout the past few months, how a lot of people have taken onto the internet to express themselves in different ways, whether it be it through dance or music or film, and it's quite clear that it is an integral and essential part for our sanity. However, it can also be quite fragile, and does deserve care and attention, and and continuous work. So I think that's it for me for now. Thank you very much for listening, and thank you again for having me here. And it is always a pleasure. Thank you.